Jackson said after the game that Coach Pope was really singing your praises in the locker room. What exactly did he say? What did that feel like?
He was just telling the team that since months ago he was telling the media that I was going to be able to help us win some games, because I'm a perfect fit for the system and stuff like that, and he just kept preaching it, and Saturday was just an example of what he was talking about. So, it was good to actually, back him up.
Now that you had the whole summer and fall, but now that you've been a couple months into actual games, how do you feel like you're fitting into this flow? And
I feel like I'm getting better every day, which is, the goal. The reason why I came here is to get better every day so that, I'm the best I can be when it comes to when it really matters in March. And, it's just been great so far. I feel like I'm starting to adjust really well. And, as the games go on, we keep getting better and better. So it's been great.
You knew that Andrew was kind of hurt a little bit. Did you have a conversation with Pope leading up to the game about, hey, we might give you more minutes, and what was that conversation like?
Not really. I knew Andrew was hurt, but I know how bad it was gonna be. The game. It could go any way, so I wasn't really thinking or anything. We didn't have a real conversation. He put me in with the first team a little bit to get some reps in with them, but we didn't really know how he was gonna react, how his back was gonna react to the game and stuff like that. So it was not really formal like that.
Whether it's you or Jackson Robinson, can you just talk about the trust in any player to step up and pull through when you guys need it?
Oh yeah, that's what Coach talks about. He assembled his team just for that. He always instills confidence in us. During practice, during games, even timeouts, all that. So it's just great to play for a coach like him, who's always gonna, sing your praises and have your back.
What's it been like to come off the bench and try to provide some of that instant offense like you did the other day?
It's been something different because that's not what I've been used to the past 2 years. But I've accepted the challenge. I love the challenge. I love being able to, help this team in that way, and it's been great. I'm happy that I get to try to provide a spark every game off the bench, and it's been fun. I've been in a fun role, I feel like, so far.
Is there a key to coming in and being, without getting warmed up quickly?
Oh yeah, just stay ready when you're on the bench. Stay locked into the game. Make sure you control the things that you can control, and everything else take care of itself.
What is that adjustment like as a shooter? I know you got up 250 shots or whatever from 3-point range last season. Obviously, you knew coming in it wasn't going to be that many this season. Do you approach it differently? Do you plan differently, practice differently in that way?
No, I feel like it's the same approach, you just go out there, get ready, take your shots, just make sure you're ready for whenever you get in the game and whenever the ball comes to you that you're ready to shoot them, It's nothing really different, just the same mindset, want to make every shot you take, so it's nothing too crazy, nothing too different.
What has it been like for this team to kind of learn what it's going to be like in the SEC these last couple of weeks on the road?
No, yeah, it's been fun, That's why you come to Kentucky, you go to other places. We're their biggest game of the year, so it's just fun to see these crowds, want us to lose so bad, have newspapers and a whole bunch of gimmicks out there just try to beat us. It's been fun so far. We loved it. We loved the challenge, and it's building us to be a great team for when it really matters in March.
You seem to like that newspaper.
Oh no, I really
What'd
did.
you learn from it?
I learned that they were wrong.
Where'd you all find that? Was it just laying around in the locker room?
Nah, they had them. So they set them up in the student section around the whole stadium, and then when he went the night before, we saw him. And we were like, that's crazy. We're just gonna take a whole bunch of these.
Yeah. Did you bring some back with you?
Yeah.
Just in your room? Or?
Yeah, I got some in my room right now.
Did you break out the DeMarcus Cousins "Call Me" bit on one of your made threes? It looked like that. I don't know if that was a callback to DeMarcus Cousins.
Oh no, that was
okay.
I didn't do that.
To be coming back now, it's been a while since you've been back in Rupp. I mean, what's the feeling like to get back in there again?
It's the greatest feeling. Playing in Rupp in front of the best fans in the world is just it's the best. Our confidence is at an all-time high when we're at home. We play so great when we're home, so it's good to be able to come back home and represent Kentucky and put on a show for the fans.
There's no breaks in the SEC. Talk about A&M. They held Alabama to a pretty tight game as well.
Yeah, they're a great team. They're tough. They rebound. It's going to be a tough battle on the boards for sure, and I think we're up for the challenge.
What was the difference in the Mississippi State game as opposed to some other games with the rebounding? I know that's been a point of emphasis.
It's just been an emphasis after, even before the Georgia game. We've just been trying to emphasize it and just keep getting better and better. I feel like we're making shots to become, better and better each game. Obviously these games matter, but we're really trying to play for March and April when is what BBN wants, you know, the championship. So we're just trying to get better each day.
Is there anything that you guys were doing differently that either you saw or you guys have seen on film since, or anything in that game?
We were just being the hammer, not the nail. We were going out there and hitting guys. You know, that's what the coaches always tell us to go do. Go hit guys, go find guys to hit, and the ball will come to you. So that's what we've been trying to emphasize, and that's what we've been doing recently.
Going back to the kind of the rough atmosphere, what's it like to come out for the last pregame warm up layup line, and really almost 20,000 people are already there and kind of buzzing?
Hey, it's crazy. It's you feel the energy once you walk out on the court. It's basically full by the time we come out there for the last warm ups, and then you see the flashlights and the crowd and the music. It's just a great feeling, you know. It's the best feeling in the world.
At this point in the season, where have you guys grown the most, and where do you still need to see some growth in the second half?
That's a good question. Probably, I feel like our rebounding has taken a big step the past few games. We're still trying to grow in that. I think that's one place we're trying to continue to grow in. Our transition defense has grown a lot too from when we first started. That has been an emphasis, and we've been great at it recently. So I think we're going to keep going on that, and just in every way, you know, we're trying to be the best team possible by the time, you know, March comes around. So we're on our way towards that.
So kind of going back to being on the road, what was the eye opener that first game, maybe the second game, just seeing how everybody's on you, like you said, to try and beat this team?
No, it's different. You know, if people are there just to, you know, hate on us. It's crazy. It's a different experience, but it's fun. You know, the coach tells us that's why you come to Kentucky. You know, welcome to Kentucky. Like that's what's going to be like every game. So I feel like now we're pretty used to it. To be honest. Yeah.
What was maybe the toughest road environment you faced at FDU, and kind of how different is it to go through what you went through there and then what you've seen these first 3 games here?
Toughest road. That's a good question. Probably we played Illinois. That was pretty tough. That was and it was like sold out that game. So that was probably the toughest one. But it still doesn't compare to what we've been playing. And recently, like the Mississippi State crowd was crazy, the Georgia crowd was crazy. So it's definitely a different type of vibe for sure.
It's really not short on confidence at all when you get out there and actually want to shoot the ball. Just how much of that is just in your mentality, and how much of it is it that you just have a really quick release on your shot too?
It's the release. I don't think the release really matters that much. I think it's the mentality to go out there, and it's not just me. You know, coaches are out there, teammates are out there telling you to shoot the ball. That's what we work on every day. That's what we practice. So it's just great to have that sort of confidence from not just your teammates, but from your coaches. And you have the confidence in yourself, so it's just a perfect storm.
You guys, I know there's been not concern, but hope, figure everybody wanted to get that volume up, obviously with the percentage up too. You guys struggled at Georgia, but 2 of the last 3 games have been maybe your two of the 3 best games so far this season. What has anything changed there?
Just try to make plays for each other. You know, that's where our threes come from. When you try to make plays for each other, that's when we're at our best. So we've been trying to emphasize that recently. Coach Figure always emphasizes playing for each other, playing fast. It starts with rebounding too. When you rebound, it's easy to get out on transition. So those all play into each other. Those are all factors.
Go against Lamont every day, getting to learn from him and Kerr. I feel like I'm getting really comfortable, just knowing what I need to produce in my role, and that's something that's really important. But yeah, no, it's been good. I feel like I've had some good tests so far, some good road tests, some good games at home to kind of get comfortable in the SEC.
How much has Kerr helped you in that role?
A ton. You know, Kerr is, I've said it many times, he has a great basketball IQ, but he's willing to help in any aspect, and that's something that is really important about him. You know, he has many things that he brings to the team. He still brings to the team, even while he's hurt. So just kind of picking up on those little things that he did to maybe bring a spark for us in times we needed it, and just trying to be that for our team.
You mentioned practice, but was there a moment in game where that comfort may have started to click?
Maybe a little bit. You know, I think it kind of just kind of the mindset shifted, just to go out there and play free, not really worry about anything, be aggressive, and I think it kind of came just whenever I figured out my role on the team and knowing what I needed to do, and that had to be consistent every night.
How much of that was just seeing a shot fall, and, you know, especially in the bigger games, just kind of getting that, like, okay, I'm myself again?
Yeah, no, that's definitely important for anybody, especially people that like to call themselves shooters. Like, seeing a shot fall is really important, so that was big. But also just watching the tape, seeing the little things I was doing wrong early on that I'm kind of correcting now. Getting so many more reps in practice to go guard Lamont or guard our scout team on the scout that we're doing. I think all that combined kind of came together.
You've watched this program so long, to go on the road the first couple of times, is it the same as just watching them on TV to see, like, what's that experience like for you?
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit better. You know, it's a lot of fun getting to go out there, have a full gym of people. You might see a couple blue shirts scattered. You know, there's normally a pretty good crowd for Kentucky, but it's good to go in there, see the majority of the team, the majority of the crowd rooting against you, and just kind of feel like that villain a little bit. Like everybody hates you there. You got the 15 guys on your roster, the 6-7 coaches, and that's all you really have to lean on in that game. That's a pretty good feeling, especially as Kentucky, because you know you're going to get everybody's best shot. Every game's going to be a big game, sold out. So that's a lot of fun to be a part of.
I would imagine kind of along those lines, it's got to feel good after 10 days to be coming back to Rupp.
It does. You know, Rupp Arena is one place that you never get tired of playing in. So I think we're all excited to be playing back in there tomorrow.
If you've been asked this already, I apologize, but can you talk about just Texas A&M and what you've seen out of them so far? Good team, held Alabama to a pretty tight game, and like you said, anyone in the SEC can be a top 10 team with just a couple wins right now.
Yeah, definitely. Texas A&M is a very good team. You know, they play hard. I think the stat I saw on Twitter was like they're like 253rd in like height or whatever size, and then they're first in the country by far. And offensive rebound percentage. So that just shows like they play with a lot of heart. They play hard. They play together, and they've got some guys that can really score the ball. So I think it'll be a heavy personnel game for us, a game that we're really locked in on the scout. But one of the main things that will probably be the main thing all year in the SEC is toughness and just not being soft, like we said, going out there and hitting them first. And the offensive boards will be really important.
How do you balance focusing? I know you guys talk about game by game and not looking ahead, but also wanting to be your best in March.
Yeah, I think for us it's pretty easy. I think if we go into every game with intense focus just on that game, I think when March comes, I think we'll be ready. If you don't really worry about what you got coming in the end, if you just worry about every single day getting a little bit better, I think by the time that the end comes, I think we'll be ready for it.
When you guys are watching film before games, how much are you watching yourselves versus how much are you watching the other team? Is it 50-50? Is it more one than the other?
It's kind of a mix. I wouldn't say 50-50. I would say we probably watch more of them, but there's also that line where we want to every game we want to do exactly what we do. Like we don't want to play into their hands. We want to play our game plan. We really focus on our stuff on the court more, I would say, and then we watch their personnel, their actions, all that stuff we watch on film in the film room. But it's kind of a mix. It's hard to tell. It varies from game to game, but we definitely focus on both.
How difficult is it not to fall into that trap of playing the way they want to play, especially when it seems like every team kind of tries to defend you differently than they've defended previous teams just because of the way your offense is?
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit difficult, but I think our coaches do a great job of kind of showing us the reads that we might encounter. You know, from the first day we stepped on campus in the summer until now, we've been working on the reads out of the offense that we want. So I think we've kind of got them down. Just kind of knowing what they're potentially going to be playing on defense is something that's big for us. But still, if we run our stuff, cut hard, move the ball well, if we do all that stuff, I think it can beat any defense.
Talking about defense, what's the adjustment been like for you defensively, making the jump from high school to college basketball?
Yeah, it's definitely, like you said, it's an adjustment. You're playing against a lot better players. Even if you're guarding the best player on the opposing high school team every game, you're still probably not guarding somebody as good as you're guarding now. But just kind of getting to have those reps, like had so many reps from the beginning of the summer until now. I think I'm starting to get confidence in it. And, you know, we got great coaches. Me and Trent and Colin, we're out there before practice every single day for 15, 20 minutes getting in defensive work, just on the fundamentals of it. That's something that before I got here, I didn't know there was fundamentals of defense. I thought you just kind of go out there and play hard a little bit. So kind of learning from Lamont, from Kerr, those guys, the fundamentals of defense, the ins and out of it, just like offense has. It's helped a lot, I think.
How important then is the scouting report playing? What kind of role does it play in how you play defensively, knowing your opponent, what they like to do, that sort of thing?
Yeah, the scout is everything. You can do a lot of things great on defense, but if you're guarding the guy right into what he wants to do, it's useless. So we have a good scout. I think our coaches do a great job of getting us the information we need on players to know what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. We're big on data, so the points per possession is big for us. Kind of knowing if a guy is, say he's a 1.2 point per possession from three, but he's a 0.8 from inside 3-point line. Obviously, we want him inside 3-point line. We'll run him off the line. So just stuff like that is stuff that makes the game a lot easier to play.
You talked about trying to attack Lamont Butler, the defender, and how difficult that is. What about the other way around? How hard is it to guard him? And what does he do out there?
Yeah, as good of a defender as Lamont is, he's a great offensive player too. Like guarding him, he's so physical. Getting downhill, you gotta really stand your ground there. He's so quick, like off cuts and stuff. It's hard because you want to be there to meet him on the other side of the screen, but he could also backdoor you so quick. Like he's a great offensive player, and he's really smart. That's something that I think has grown his game. And Coach Pope's 2 feet has made a ton of difference for him, because the guy his size, how strong he is, to be able to play off 2 feet and be under control. It's really hard to guard for a guard, much less a big. So yeah, I think that's made. It's really hard to guard him, honestly, but he's good, and I think it's made a lot of difference for me in the games.
Is that something, he obviously made a great play at the end of regulation, last basket of the game. There was kind of him not freelancing, but kind of making a read and doing it. Do you kind of have to be on your toes that way as a defender, that you know he could really do anything at any time?
Definitely, yeah. He's very versatile, a very good offensive player. And he just kind of has that DNA in him. Whenever, when the game's on the line, when things are getting tough, when the team hasn't had a bucket in a few minutes, he's probably going to go get one. And that bucket at the end of the Mississippi State game was kind of proof of that, and also proof of the 2 feet that he was playing off of. Coach jokes all the time that whenever he's at San Diego State, he was a 1-foot player. He probably would have jumped up off 1 foot and tried to have a hope shot on that, but he played off 2 feet, and it worked out well for us. So he's a great offensive player.
Pope said asked about Ansley. Pope said from the beginning that he was going to win a couple games for Kentucky. How cool was it to kind of see the day one to now and seeing Ansley win the game for the Cats and Starkville?
Yeah, it was awesome. Ansley's a guy that's always in the gym. He's first one in, last one out. So to be able to see that work pay off for him, kind of get a few minutes there in a big time. Coach had some faith in him, subbed him in there, and worked out great for us. So just he has immense confidence in himself. Just to kind of see a couple of those shots go in, it was a lot of fun.
He kind of went viral for the newspaper reader. What'd you think about that? And then did you bring any home?
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, we saw whenever we got to the gym the night before after our flight for shoot around, we saw a bunch of them there, and we obviously thought it was funny. Anytime Kentucky comes to town, there's going to be something like that there. So we picked up a few whenever we were heading out, put them in our bags, just kind of had them, and then they were out in the locker room for sure. And yeah, I got a few. I gave a couple to my mom and dad, and my little brother made the trip down, so I gave some to them.
Jackson Robinson, Ansley, can you talk about just the confidence that Pope's instills in them and you for anyone to come in and kind of break through like that, help the team?
Yeah, I think something that's great about our team is we have so many weapons, so many guys that could have a great night any night. I think that in itself builds confidence. Like every night doesn't have to be your night. You just have to be consistent. Just come out and play a good game, and kind of be a well-rounded team. I think that's good for us. But it's always great when you have games where Jackson comes out and scores 27 on 7 of 10 from the 3. Like that's pretty impressive, and it really makes the game easy for the other guys out there. And then whenever Ansley comes in at the end and kind of closes it that way. But yeah, no, Coach Pope instills a lot of confidence in us. Really the only time he gets mad at us on offense is for not shooting. So that's something you always want from a coach. So yeah, that's just the confidence and the work that those guys put in really showed.
First off, did you see Coach Pope go up and talk to the young fan up in the concourse there?
I saw it on Twitter. Yeah, yes, sir.
What did you think? I mean, it probably doesn't surprise you, but just your thoughts about your coach.
Yeah, no, it doesn't surprise me at all. He's a great guy. Always has time for anyone. Just kind of shows what type of person he is. He's the head coach at the best basketball school in the country. Has more eyes on him than anybody else. Always could be doing something else. But he continually makes time for people that need it, people that really support the university, support the basketball team. So he gives back to them. I think that's something that shows how great he is, and he kind of instills that in us, just making the little things important, making little efforts to try and make someone's day.
Technical question. I think when people, the average basketball fan, when he hears you talk about playing off 2 feet or playing off 1 foot, saying, what's he talking about? How would you explain that?
I would explain playing off 2 feet whenever you get in the lane or really anywhere, coming to 2 feet so you have both feet set and you can make a play out of that instead of playing off 1 foot where you have to shoot, pass, or do something like that immediately. Playing off 2 feet, you have the ability to just kind of ground yourself and make a decision later instead of making a quick decision. And we like to do it so it takes the hope out of the game. Like if you're playing off one foot, you have to hope that something's going to happen in that split second, that you're moving around in the air. Playing off 2 feet, you have 5 seconds, maybe more, to make a decision. So that's something that can really expand a game for a team.
Is it a hard adjustment to make if you're used to playing off of 1 foot?
I think it's a little bit of a tough adjustment, but you know, from the summer until now, I think we've been really good at making those adjustments and getting to it. Obviously, there's still slip-ups. You know, guys go in there off 1 foot and get blocked or something, and then you know, coach will pull you over there and tell you that's why you got blocked because you played off 1 foot. Maybe play off 2 next time. But I think we've got a team that's really dedicated to it, and it's helping us a lot.